Hello again, it's Amy Taylor with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Out of Littleton, Colorado, and today I'd like to share with you a simple ornament that I've created using the Coming Home bundle. It includes both the stamp set and the coordinating dies. And I'm using the Trimming the Town Designer Series papers. They're such beautiful papers, and what I'm using from it is this snowflake paper, and on the back side is very appropriately some little houses. I'm also going to need, in order to cut that circle, you could use a punch, but we don't have one quite that size. I'm going to use the Layering Circles dies. And then to get these beautiful pine branches, I'm going to be using the Beautiful Bows dies. Has a coordinating stamp set that you can purchase separately, but I liked how that worked into here. When I saw the, the Gold Hoops Embellishments, they come in a package of 10. I just thought that would look so cute as an ornament, and so I'm going to show you how. Quickly, let's go. So you need a word. So here I used Joy to the World. There's lots of long greetings in here. Here there is one that says Have a Merry Little Christmas, and so I'll show you simply how I did that. I took my paper trimmer. Make sure you can kind of see what I'm doing here, and I lined it up where I'm going to catch. They're 1/4 inch increments apart. So I want to cut, this is the score blade. I'm going to cut through here. So I'm going to cut off. Then I'm going to scoot it over just about 1/4 inch. Put it down, and then I'm going to come, make sure it's down below, come up, so that you get strips of these words. There's lots of languages. Put it out of the way. Then what I did is I took my paper snips and I just cut off the sections I don't want. And then you could come in, and what I did is I snipped, so I got Christmas, and I want all of these separate from one another. So I've got little, and I'm probably not going to cut the word A just because I think it's too small. So I could have a Merry Little Christmas. And then I need some scrap Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to be using the car and the small tree from the stamp set. And I'm going to color them using our Stampin' blends. And I won't color all of it, but I'll kind of give you an idea. So I stamp my car. I'm going to stamp my tree, and they're going to be cut out using the coordinating dies. And I'll just do a little bit to kind of show you how I did it. The coordinating red is Poppy Parade, and so I'm going to use the darkest of the Poppy Parade markers. Again, these are the Stampin' blends. I love that they don't give any lines when you're coloring in. It gives a very professional look. And so I'm just going to come along with the dark. And I'm going to take the light and go back over it to blend the colors together. Like so. You would continue doing all of that. To do the tree, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the dark with the mossy meadow, and I'm going to come across and down here. You've done this once before with a card. Oh no, see, and I made a mistake, which is a good thing because I can show you how to fix it. We also carry what we call a color lifter. I like to call it a color pusher. It's clear alcohol and it's going to push that oops back in to my tree. So I'm just going to keep wiggling until that color goes away. I'm cutting it out, but you still may end up seeing that section. So then I'm going to take my light mossy meadow and I'm going to come back in and I'm going to blend that color into the rest of my tree. Like so. And I would finish it there. I used the dark of the soft suede to color in the bottom of my tree. I would have used the lighter of the Seaside Spray for the windows. I won't do both of them. I used the light of the Smoky Slate to come around my wheel. And I used the dark of the Smoky Slate to do the hubcap. And I needed the lights, and I chose to keep it simple when I used just the bullet end. Instead of using two colors, I used just the Daffodil Delight to give my headlight and my tail light. So then I would cut them out using those coordinating dies. So I would pull it out and I would line it up with the dies and run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I've already done that. So I have a tree and a car. I've already cut some Mossy Meadow cardstock using the Beautiful Bows die. And so now I'm just going to take off little pieces that didn't pop out with my pickup tool, and the other end has a nice poke end. So I've got all my parts and pieces ready to assemble. So let me show you how. So I've got my gold hoop and a piece of trim. This is the gold cord, and it comes from the Wonder of the Seasons ribbon combo pack. So what I did is I took it, I looped it through, and I tied it in a knot about halfway. Doesn't have to be exact, about. Then I turned it and I took the other end and I looped it around both pieces into a loop, put the ends then back through that loop, pulled it up, and this is going to be my hanger for my ornament. Straighten those out. I'll just trim that end. Okay, we'll kind of get this stuff out of the way. Now I can put my paper on the back side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to dot it around. You don't need a lot. You just need a few dots scattered across every half inch or so. And because we're just using paper, it's pretty amazing how quickly this goes. Now I want to make sure that my houses are not upside down on the back side, because you will see the back side of this hoop. And so I've got my top of my ornament, and I'm going to lay my paper on top. I chose one of those layering circle dies that was going to be just the right dimension. Not a difficult thing to do. When that dries, it will be on there very well. And so then I want to take and put my two, I did four of these. I need to put them together. So again, I'm going to use my liquid glue. I'm going to come across one stem, and I'm just going to overlap so that one of the pieces comes across, and I'll repeat that same process, except this time we'll go the other way. Like so. I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to take again just a little bit of glue, put it along this edge, lay my pine, making sure I'm straight here. I wanted to make sure that my tree is being carried on the top of my car. You could do it however you want. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the multi-purpose glue on the side of my tree, pick up my car, and I want to make sure I can still see out my windows. I'm going to get it where my car is carrying home that Christmas tree. And then on the back side, I'm going to use some of our mini dimensionals, our mini Stampin' dimensionals. They're the perfect size to pop up on the back. I'll put one over here. So I've got about 4 of them on here. Always fun when you're working with glue, you tend to get things sticking to you. So then I want to make sure to overlap on my car. So I'm going to stick it here, and then it's going to attach onto the stars. And then I need to put my words on. So we'll see how this goes since I picked bigger words. So I'm going to come up higher and put have a, do Mary. I'm going to just kind of stack them. Put little. And then I need Christmas on there. Whoa, a little carried away. Like so. And then I liked how all the trimmings embellishments looked. I especially liked the stars. So again, I'm going to use my pickup tool. I'm just going to grab one of the stars, and over here I think it's going to look best if I stick it on this side. That out of the way. Then all I have left is on the back side, because you will see it depending on how it hangs on your tree. I'm going to put a little glue on the back, and I'm going to lay it on top. And it just gives a little bit of hiding to the back of that. And then finally, I want to put a little bow, and I dropped my fork, so let me grab my fork. So I've showed before, it's not my own idea, I've copied it. Lots of different people have done it, but I'm going to make a fork bow. So I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon on front of my fork. I'm going to come around, make sure that I go around the back of my fork, go over this loop, come then to the center fork tine, then I'm going to come back up on the top. I've got this loose strip piece here and this piece here, and I'm just going to tie them in a knot. And then pull them in opposite directions. Make sure it's nice and snug before I go taking it off of my fork. And when I do, I'm left with a cute little bow. And you can adjust the tails a little bit. And I can put it on using some of our mini glue dots. It's probably the most sure way it's going to stay put, and I like to just lay it on top of the glue dot and then pull, see if it cooperates, pull it off. Then I can stick my glue dot right at the very top, right on top of and then I'm going to trim my ribbon so it's not too long, like so. And there you have an adorable little Christmas ornament for on your Christmas tree. Thank you for joining me. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. And you can place an order anytime at my website, justalittleinc.stampinup.net. All of the measurements and the copy of this video are posted on my blog, justalittleinc.com. And if you're going to place an order under $150, if you would use the host code listed here, I would so appreciate it. I send a handmade thank you note to everyone who orders. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.